Hello everyone, myself Amit. Today I will explain how in an enterprise application, DevOps team set up a branching strategy and move code from different environments like Dev, QA, staging and production. So let's begin. In enterprise applications, usually we follow different type of branching strategies such as GitLab, GitHub, trunk-based and environment-based branching strategy. Today I will explain environment-based branching strategy. In this strategy, we create separate branch for each environment like main branch, dev branch, QA branch and stage branch. First of all, once a developer start working on a particular feature, he create a feature branch from dev branch. Then he do the development. After end of the development, he raise the PR and merge into dev branch. After that, dev branch get deploy on to dev environment. After successful testing, it move to, then he merge the code from dev environment to QA environment. Then the code move from QA to stage and likewise from stage to main. So this is one of the branching strategy that we use in enterprise applications, and this is known as environment based branching strategy. In this strategy, if you see here, if we find any bugs, production bug, in that case we create hotfix branch from main branch. We do the fix in that branch, and after that after proper testing we merge that branch into main branch that get deployed on production, and same changes we merge into other branches like dev, QA and stage. So this is environment based branching strategy. Let's try to understand this using a flow diagram. So first of all, developer creates a feature branch from a dev environment. He do the development, and at the end of the development, when he wants to merge his changes into dev branch, first of all he creates the pull request. So then he send the pull request to his technical lead or senior people to do the code review. Once the code review has been done and it got approved, after that it get merged into dev branch. After that, once code merge into dev branch, automatically dev pipeline gets triggered. Agent dev environment build agent pull the code from dev branch and it starts the build and run the test cases. So test cases are unit test cases that are written by dev environment. So once the test cases got passed, so we move to the next stage, that is to generate the artifacts. In our application, consider we are creating Docker images. So that's why we will generate the Docker image and then push into Docker registry. And after that, we do the deployment on the dev environment. The deployment is nothing but, consider we are doing the deployment on Kubernetes because we have generated Docker images. So we need to deploy it on any containerization application. Okay. Consider in our case we are doing deployment on Azure. So in Azure we have created AKS cluster. So we are doing the deployment on AKS cluster by running Kubernetes manifest file, by changing the tag of image, and from whatever like Docker image we have pushed into Docker registry. Consider like we are doing deployment on Azure. So in that case we will pull the image from ACR. Okay, we have deployed on we have pushed the Docker image on ACR, we are pulling from there. And after like successful deployment, we will monitor it. We will check whether like all our containers, whatever we have deployed, is running perfectly or not, running properly or not. Okay, so we will keep monitoring that. The developer who has done the development for a particular feature, he will check his feature, like whatever like he has developed and tested on local environment, whether that particular feature is working fine or not on dev environment. So he will verify that and everything is okay, then he will send the pull request for QA environment. Okay, so once the pull request whatever he has raised and verified by senior peoples like technical lead or other developers, once PR got approved and merged into QA environment, then QA deployment will start. And if there is some issue is there, if whatever like code he has developed and whatever Docker image or container he has created is not working fine, then he will roll back that particular changes to the previous changes, so that the dev environment will come up again with the previous changes. Okay, so this is how dev environment end-to-end deployment happens. But in this dev environment CI/CD pipeline, we can add additional stages also related to code scanning and Docker image scanning. So after build and run test cases, we can add additional stage here, and we can use SonarQube for code scanning. So this particular code scanning tool, it checks for security vulnerabilities or any coding standard violation and flag it. And if that particular violations are there, then it will fail the CI/CD pipeline at this particular stage only, and it will not allow to move ahead. Similarly, after build Docker image, we can have additional stage here, and we can use Trivy or Black Duck, such type of tools which check whether whatever Docker image we have created, whether there are any security vulnerabilities or any standard violations has happened. If there is any issues are there, then it will break the pipeline and it will give the message to the developer to fix it. Okay, so Trivy is one tool and Black Duck is another tool. So we can use this tool as per our requirement. So but in normally in enterprise application, we use this tool as part of our DevSecOps practices. Okay, so let's move ahead. So after the code merge into QA environment branch, after that there would be the approval stage would be there. Okay, and that after getting approval from QA team or QA stakeholders, then only QA CI/CD pipeline will be started. Will be triggered. So once a QA pipeline is triggered, after that it will run the unit test cases and other test cases written by QA team, and after that Docker image will be created, and that Docker image again push into ACR, considering we are doing deployment on Azure environment. And after that after Docker image push into ACR, after that we do the deployment on Azure environment AKS cluster. After that QA team do the QA testing, run the regression test cases or any other test cases that that QA teams wants to verify. After everything is fine, fine and QA environment is working fine, after that there is approval to move into stage environment. So once like that manual approval is given, so code get merged from QA to stage environment. If there is any issue is find out during the QA testing, then QA team will roll back the changes, so that QA environment will come back again in normal state. Okay, so there is a QA environment rollback stage is also there, which is very important. It depends on QA deployment is successful or not. Okay, so after QA changes merge into stage, after that again like CI/CD pipeline will trigger automatically. It will run the test cases again, build the Docker image, push into ACR, and after it will do the deployment on AKS cluster. And after again like on the stage environment, external stakeholder or clients do the testing before like final deployment, final approval to deploy on prod environment. So this is very important environment. In this environment also sometimes in enterprise application we do load testing or external like important security related testings also we do on this stage. So this stage is this particular environment is very important stage environment, where like external stakeholder do the testing, and after that sometime we do other types of load testings and security testings here. Once like everything is fine, and then stakeholders give the approval to merge into a production or main branch. So once code get merged into main branch or prod branch, after that prod pipeline triggers and it build the images, push into ACR and do the deployment on AKS cluster on Azure cloud. After that deployment on production, we monitor the prod environment, whether like it is working fine or not. We check different matrices related to errors, related to request response, latency, and all those things. If everything is fine, we mark it as a successful prod deployment. If there is any issue, in that case we try to find out the root cause and fix the issue. Sometimes we do like quick prod hot fix and other type of fixes in prod environment. So this is how like we do the deployment on prod. It starts from dev environment, QA stage, and prod. And this is how like a developer starts working on a new feature, do the deployment and push into dev branch. So this is the flow that usually we follow in enterprise application. So I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. If you have any doubts or queries, please write into description. I will try to answer your queries. And also please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.